tuwezeshe kuishi kwa amani, tulize na malengo yetu, jumuiya yetu sote juminine, tuwajibike, tuimarike, umoja wetu zinguza yetu,
Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you for the gift of life and for bringing us together as representatives and leaders of West Nile. We acknowledge that all wisdom, justice, and authority come from you. As we begin this parliamentary sitting, grant us wisdom to deliberate with understanding, courage to stand for truth, and humility to serve selflessly. May our discussion be guided by respect, unity, and a shared commitment to the peace, prosperity, and development of West Nile. Help us to make decisions that promote justice, strengthen democracy, protect the vulnerable, and inspire hope for present and future generations. May we always place the interests of our people above personal ambitions and work together despite our differences. Bless the West Nile sub-region with peace, stability, and lasting unity. May your guidance be upon every leader gathered here today. We ask all this in your holy name. Amen. Yes, you can get seated. Thank you all for coming. And before I invite clerk to take us to the next item on our order paper, I would love to ask whoever is in this house who is putting on a jersey to majestically stand up and march outside and hear the sitting from outside. If you're putting on a jersey, don't let me ask Sergeant to take you out. Please majestically move outside and sit and follow the proceedings from outside. We are in here for serious business, and we cannot allow people who are not serious in the house. Okay? Thank you. Thank you that you're cooperating with us. Those of you who are putting on jumpers, which are not relevant for this sitting, march out and remove them immediately. We are in the parliament and we cannot tolerate indecent dressing codes because we are passing information in different WhatsApp groups to our young leaders. So being in personal leadership means also carrying the responsibility and the decency that it deserves. Thank you so much for the level of cooperation. Thank you, our leaders. Yes, our clerk, can you take us to the item on our order paper?
Thank you, members. I believe everyone has the order paper. Nevertheless, I'll go through all the items again. Order paper for the second sitting of the 8th Sub-National Youth Parliament sitting in ARUA, covering West Nile Sub-Region, 27th July 2026. We'll have our first item, the national anthem. Second item, the B part of the first item is the East African anthem. We have the second item is prayer. The third item have opening remarks. This will come from Faraja, Africa. Then we'll have remarks from the chief guest, who is already amidst us. Fourth item will have suspension of the house to allow the chief guest have a photo session with the speaker. The fifth item will have communication from the speaker and commencement of our debate. That takes us to our third item, opening remarks by Faraja Africa.
Thank you. But before I welcome the team from Faraja Africa to give us an opening remarks, allow me invite a member of the House to move a motion for the adoption of the items on the order paper with amendment. Yes? Can a member move a motion? Yes, you're welcome. Honorable Ivan, you're welcome.
The Right Honorable Speaker of Youth Parliament, National Youth Parliament of West Nile, the honorable members of this august House, allow me to take this privilege to welcome you and move a formal motion for the paper. I, Honorable Ivan Ochakachon Gidaga from Pakwaj District, do move that the item on the order paper for the second sitting of 8th Sub-National Youth Parliament sitting in ARUA covering West Nile Sub-Region on 27th July 2026 do received and adopted, if I may be seconded.
Thank you so much, Honorable Ivan. Can I welcome someone to second the motion? Yes, Honorable Victor, you're welcome.
Thank you, Speaker. Thank you, Honorable Speaker and the honorable members. I want to second this motion that let the order paper be adopted for the 8th Sub-National Youth Parliament in the second sitting. So I therefore want to second this motion for this debate.
Thank you so much, Honorable Victor, for secondment. That means our order paper is our formal guidance for today's sitting. Allow me to welcome the team from Faraja Africa Foundation, as guided by our clerk, to give us an opening remarks. Yes, you're welcome. You can thump your legs, but don't clap. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I hope we are all well. My name is Nahurira Shalom Shan. I work with Faraja Africa Foundation as the Programs Manager, Governance and Participation. I have a whole speech designed, Mr. Speaker, sir, if you agree. So, it is a great honor and privilege to welcome you to the second sitting of the 8th Sub-National Youth Parliament. First and foremost, I'd like to extend my sincere gratitude to each one of you for being here today. Your presence is a testament to your commitment to leadership, civic engagement, and the future of our communities. I proudly acknowledge Faraja Africa Foundation, which is a youth-led organization dedicated to educating, engaging, and empowering young people. Since the inception of the Sub-National Youth Parliaments in 2018, this initiative has grown into a flagship program for the youth leadership. Over the years, it has inspired, mentored, and equipped hundreds of young people, many of whom have gone on to serve and lead at national levels. This is not just a program, it is a movement that is shaping the future of Uganda. Today, I invite each one of you, today I invite each one of you to be able to speak up, share your views, use this platform to advocate for change. Every generation is remembered for the choices it makes, and ours has the opportunity to be remembered as a generation that chose courage over comfort, action over apathy, and hope over fear. As young leaders, we have a responsibility to shape policies and advocate for solutions that reflect our aspirations and address the realities of our communities. Let us challenge the status quo with boldness, creativity, and determination. Let us have the confidence to ask difficult questions and the wisdom to listen to different perspectives. I'd like to express my deepest appreciation to our valued partners, especially the government of Uganda, the Parliament of Uganda, the French Embassy, the Royal Danish Embassy, and the European Union. Your unwavering support, belief in young people, and investment in youth leadership continues to create opportunities that empower us to make meaningful contributions to our nation. Together, we are building a stronger, more inclusive, and prosperous Uganda. As we begin this year's Parliament, I encourage all of you to participate wholeheartedly. Speak with confidence, share your ideas boldly, listen actively, engage respectfully. This is your platform. Whether you are passionate about climate change, education reforms, governance, technology, gender equality, entrepreneurship, or community development, remember that every great transformation begins with a voice that refuses to remain silent. And while the road to change is not always easy, let us never lose hope. Real progress requires persistence, resilience, and patience. Every challenge we face is an opportunity to grow stronger, to learn, and to lead with greater purpose. Young leaders, the future is not something that happens to us, it is something that we create. Let us be bold enough to dream. Let us be courageous enough to act. Let us be united enough to make a difference. And above all, let us build the light that inspires others to believe that change is possible. Thank you once again very much. I wish you a productive and impactful sitting.
Thank you so much, the team leader from Faraja African Foundation, for just an insightful message to us. And one keynote thing I've picked is that the road to change is always not a smooth one, very rough sometimes, but persistently we can conquer. Yeah, may I also invite our clerk to inform us on the next item on the order paper? Then I give you the opportunity to welcome the chief guest. Yes.
Item 3 of 1, opening remarks. Item 3 of 2, remarks from the chief guest.
Yes, you're invited to actually welcome the chief guest in our midst. Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much. I would like to use this honor to invite the chief guest to take the floor. Over to you, sir.
The Honorable Speaker of the second sitting of the 8th Subnational Regional Youth Parliament, organized by Faraja Africa, the clerk to the Parliament and your team, members of the 8th sitting in ARUA district. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, honorable members. It's a great honor and pleasure for me to be here with you this afternoon when you are hosting and speaker, you are sitting your parliament to address very key matters that affect the members of parliament seated before you and those that they represent. So it is my great honor to speak to you this afternoon. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. My name is Gore Gofin. I am the resident district commissioner of ARUA district. I come from Yumbe district. It's a great honor for me to be here. Honorable Speaker, when I received the invitation to address your parliament, I had to make a few notes down so that goes on record at the floor of this house. So I'll try my best to keep myself to my notes, sir. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, members of this distinguished parliament, the district leaders, local government officials, leaders of the youth councils of all the districts in West Nile, the CSOs, development partners, and the media. The leaders, ladies and gentlemen, it is a great honor to welcome you and all to officially open this West Nile Sub-Regional Youth Parliament under the theme, Youth Participation in Governance. Honorable Speaker, this is a very, very, very important theme, how your members in the House will participate in governance. To all the youth delegates here from across West Nile, welcome to ARUA. Welcome to ARUA District, ARUA City, the city of opportunities. ARUA City is the mother of West Nile. It is known as a trade city. All the cities in ARUA have unique attributes. Cities in Uganda have unique attributes. But the attributes for ARUA City is it is a business city. So it means that there are business opportunities in this city. And I will therefore wish to draw the attention of the honorable members of this House in their deliberations to deliberate on matters that will benefit also the young people in terms of business initiatives that do exist in the city. Governance is not something that happens far away in Kampala. Governance is about boreholes in Yumbe, roads in Zombo, markets in ARUA, and jobs for the youth in Nebi. If young people are not in the rooms where those decisions are made, then those decisions will not fully work for them. West Nile is a young sub-region. The majority of our population is youth. That means if we want substantial development, peace, and service delivery, then youth must be at the center of planning, budgeting, and oversight. Honorable Speaker, how will youth participate in this governance? I draw your attention, sir, to 3 key principles that I would want to draw this House to adopt. Participation with the knowledge. Know your district budget. Know your council. Know your rights. A young person who understands policy can ask better questions, can ask, what was the budget for this road? What was the budget for this road? When was this work supposed to start? And why are you delaying? Because he is informed. But if he doesn't have that information, he will not support his community, he will not be involved positively. Therefore, it is important for the young people to get to understand the budgets of their districts and even their council, how it operates. The second key principle in participating for young people I would wish to draw their attentions to is participation with the action. It is not enough to complain on WhatsApp, TikTok, and Facebook. Join youth councils, attend council meetings, attend village meetings, run for LC positions, monitor projects in your sub-county, be the leaders we have been waiting for by getting involved. I know, Honorable Speaker, that our young generation are very active in the social media. But most of the local leaders in the villages don't even they don't have smartphones. So therefore, the knowledge you have enough, please get involved at the local level and support your community. One other last component that is very key is participation with unity. West Nile has a diversity of people, but we also have shared challenges. Unemployment, cross-border trade, refugee hosting, and climate change. All these affect us in various ways. When we speak with one voice as West Nile youth, to government and partners will listen. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, honorable members of this House, over the next session, you will be debating motions, drafting resolutions, and stimulating how Parliament works. Do it with respect, with the facts, and with the solutions. Disagree, but build together. There exist several opportunities offered by government for youth to grow and participate in development agenda. Programs like Youth Livelihood, Imyoga, Paris Development Model, Presidential Skilling Hubs, and other partner support schemes in the society. Other parts in leadership like the National Youth Council, student leadership, youth members of parliament, and all provide avenues for youth to be heard. Honorable Speaker, I would wish to draw from my experience that all my life I have been in leadership. From school, I've been head prefect, in secondary school throughout, I've been a leader in the university, I've been a leader in my village. I was elected NRM Youth League chairperson from my village, parish, to the sub-county, to the district. I served in youth leadership. And so there are opportunities for you, if you are a leader, to get involved and grow your career, and you will make great input. In this regard, Honorable Speaker, I would wish to draw the attention of this House to one of the experiences I've had. I have participated in the National Youth Parliament sitting in Parliament when I used to be a staff of Parliament of Uganda. And that time I was one of the organizers of that Parliament sitting. And it is in that sitting of the Youth Parliament that I was able to identify Honorable Anite, Auma Linda, who is now the woman MP of Lira, and Douglas Okao, who has served for 10 years as the LC5 chairman of Omoro. I watched them how they were participating in the Youth Council, in the Youth Parliament, at Parliament. And when the debate was over, I invited them into my office. And I sat them in front of me and I asked them, out of 3 of you, I want one person to represent the youth of Northern Uganda as the youth MP in my office, and we had a discussion. And that's how we zeroed on Honorable Anita Evelyn and started pushing her, and that's how she became the youth MP of Northern Region. And then Auma Linda, we continue to push her, and now she is the woman MP of Lira District. And Douglas Okao served 10 years as the LC5 chairman of Omoro District. So therefore, these youth parliaments in government will be watching you, are interested in seeing the leaders that are coming up. So take opportunity to be known. Take opportunity to be known, raise your issues, become deliberate in pursuing the dreams of leadership. It is an opportunity for you, Honorable Speaker. And therefore, as I conclude, to our leaders and partners, give youth more than a seat. Give them mentorship, resources, and trust. A youth who is involved in governance today will be a responsible leader tomorrow. As we begin, I challenge each one of you, go back to your district with one commitment. Mobilize 10 young people to attend a council meeting, track one government project, register to vote. That's how we move from talking to impact. With these remarks, it is now my honor and pleasure to officially, Honorable Speaker, to declare this parliament sitting open for God and my country.
Thank you so much for that fatherly guidance. Thank you so much, Bwana RDC, for that fatherly guidance. Yes.
I think since it is parliament, sir, I would wish to lay on the table a copy of my speech.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much. You're welcome. Clerk, take us to item on the order paper.
Item 4, House will suspend the House for official photo with the chief guest. We request a member to move a motion to suspend the House for an official photo with the chief guest.
Yes, the next item on our order paper is suspension of the House for an official photo. Since it is an item that we adopted in the order paper, we will not waste time in bringing a member on board to move a motion, because we have already adopted that as part of the subject matters in our order paper. Therefore, with the power and authority that is vested upon me, I declare the House suspended for 2 minutes for official photo with our chief guest. Sergeant, can you control the room? Please, people who are moving up and down, you're not doing us good. Can you have that jumper outside? Can you move out with that jumper? Yes. Thank you so much, Clerk, for guiding us. The next item on the order paper is the speech from the Speaker.
Yeah, the chairperson, the Speaker.
Yes. Thank you so much for that guidance. And of course, because this is a parliament for record purpose, I have my speech written and I already submitted to the clerk for the purpose of documentation. But I will use it to guide me through so that I move within the context of what she already has in her office. Thank you. Yes, our chief guest, Bwana RDC, who is in our midst, honorable members of West Nile Youth Parliament, development partners, ladies and gentlemen who have joined us on the gallery. We join together in a moment of silence as we join together in a moment of silence as we pay our tributes to our fallen West Nile heroes. And in a special way, a moment of silence to the soul of late General Moses Ali for his great contribution to the West Nile fraternity. Can we have nobody moving for this and we keep silent? Those who are moving, even those who are moving to organize the chairs, can I have everybody standing wherever they are? As we give in a moment of silence to give our last respect to the soul of General Moses Ali, our fallen hero. May his soul rest in the eternity of God. Allow me as well to recognize the presence of Speaker Emeritus who has joined us, who is in our midst, the sixth Speaker of West Nile Subnational Youth Parliament, Right Honorable Chakachon Ivan, who has joined us today in our midst. Yes, can you wave to the members? Yes, Ochakachon Ivan has been the sixth Speaker of West Nile Youth Parliament, which right now we are on the 8th sitting. Thank you for joining us. And I warmly welcome you all to this parliamentary sitting. It is a privilege to convene once again as young leaders entrusted with responsibilities of shaping the future of the West Nile sub-region. As we gather today here, I wish to remind this House that leadership is above all an act of service. The office we hold are not symbols of privilege, but opportunities to serve, inspire, and create lasting changes in the lives of the people we represent. True leadership is measured not by authority we exercise, but by the positive impact we make, the integrity we uphold, and the legacy we leave behind. I have always reminded a couple of you that great people always serve. That has always been my slogan for this 8th parliament session for West Nile, that great people always serve. And in that same spirit, I would love to also remind us to only not occupy those offices as a badge of honor or a privilege above others, but as a moment to serve others with honesty it deserves. The West Nile Youth Parliament was established to amplify the voices of young people, promote accountability in leadership, and provide a platform where ideas are transformed into practical policy recommendations. Our responsibility therefore extends far beyond debating motions. Within these chambers, our effectiveness will be judged by how well we engage our communities, identify emerging challenges, and advocate meaningful solutions through the appropriate policy platforms. Honorable members, allow me to remind you all of the monitoring committees that this parliament constituted in the month of July. These committees were deliberately created to ensure that our work does not begin and end with the parliamentary sittings. They are to bridge between the parliament and the communities, mandated to gather evidences, monitor programs affecting the youth, the young people, engage stakeholders, and generate informed reports that enrich our debates and strengthen our policy proposal. The members of this committee were equipped with skills of scripting policy recommendations in line to our challenges and recommendations. These members include, may I invite the following person to stand up for recognition. These are the members of the monitoring committee. Stand up. All of you, I want you all up. I start with Honorable Fadili Wellborn from Yumbe. If he's in our midst, yes, rise up. Then we have Honorable Kaifa Gift from Yumbe. Remain standing. We have Honorable Achidri from Yumbe. If you are in the midst of the crowd, please rise up. We see you where you are. Yes, Honorable Brenda Doris from Koboko. Honorable Rashula Didi from Koboko. Honorable Maxwell from Koboko. Honorable Mubaraka from Koboko. Honorable Amazi Sarah from Maracha. Honorable Aduru Jessica from Maracha. Honorable Consulate from Maracha. Honorable Warom Asha. Honorable Ofoiro Rogers. Pimer Esther. And Honorable Moise Edward. Honorable members, the following persons that you see are standing up have been equipped with knowledge to document policy papers that can be presented not only at the district level but up to the regional level of East Africa. They underwent through trainings to equip them with enough knowledge to have findings on some of the challenges. For that matter, we don't want us to put our heads down to appreciate Faraja Africa Foundation and SHEPA for training these men and equipping them to help West Nile sub-region. Yes, honorable members, you can take your seat back. I therefore call upon every committee to renew its mandate to this moment. Let your work reflect diligence, objectivity, and a genuine desire to improve the lives of our people. Let every field engagement, consultation, and report contribute to informed parliamentary discussion that influence decision at the policy desk and inspire action from leaders, institutions, and development partners. As representatives of the youth, let us reject division, complacency, and empty rhetoric, and instead let us embrace collaboration, innovation, accountability, and servant leadership. The future of West Nile will not be determined by the speeches we make alone, but by the action we take after this sitting and the solutions we pursue together. I equally encourage every honorable members to participate actively in today's business with respect, decorum, and a spirit of constructive engagement. Let us challenge ideas without attacking personalities, build consensus where possible, and remain focused on the common good of the young people we represent. As we proceed, we may remember that every resolution passed in this House should inspire hope, strengthen governance, and advance inspiration of the youth across West Nile sub-region. Let us leave this sitting with renewed determination to serve faithfully, lead selflessly, and uphold the confidence that our communities have placed in us. With those remarks, I officially welcome you to this parliamentary sitting, and I wish you a fruitful deliberation. The greatest leaders are those who choose service before status, responsibility before recognition, and the common good before personal gain. I furthermore want to remind you that great people serve. May God bless the West Nile Youth Parliament. May God bless the West Nile Sub-Regional Parliament. Thank you all. Yes, that has been my speech. Clerk, take us to the item on the other paper.
We are going for our next item. That is item 6, is deliberation of our motions. Here are the motions. Item 6 1 of 6, motion urging government to strengthen mental health services through scaling up rehabilitation facilities, targeting young people in the West Nile sub-region. Item 2 of 6, motion of the West Nile Youth Parliament and local governments to institutionalize meaningful youth participation in policy making, public accountability, and development planning processes. Item 3 of 6, motion urging government, humanitarian agencies, and local leaders to strengthen social cohesion, peace building, and economic integration between refugees and host communities in West Nile. Item 4 of 6, motion urging government to scale up family strengthening and community education programs to address gender-based violence and teenage pregnancy. That takes us to motion item 1 of 6, that is motion urging government to strengthen mental health services through scaling up rehabilitation facilities, targeting young people in the West Nile sub-region.
Yes, thank you, our clerk.
The mover is Afoyorot Rogers.
Yes, as we welcome Afoyorot Rogers to come and move this motion, honorable members, we are 300 plus in this house right now. So not everybody is going to be given a chance to discuss on a single motion, okay? But randomly we'll pick members to debate. But remember, after every motion we have voting. So you can express your interest by voting for the motion or voting against it, okay? So at the end of discussing a motion, if I invite the House to vote, please feel free to express your interest so that when we are pushing a motion, it should be out of our collective opinions, okay? Out of our collective consensus, we will pass motions and we will reject motions, okay? So allow me to take this opportunity to invite Honorable Afoyorot Rogers to move his motion.
The motion will be seconded by Avinia Zenzi from Terego.
Thank you so much, the right honorable speaker. I'm Afoyorot Rogers, one of the youth advocates from Pokwash district. Right honorable speaker, I beg to move that this House urges the government to strengthen mental health services through scaling up rehabilitation facilities targeting the young people in the West Nile sub-region, if I may be seconded by this honorable House. I thank you.
Yes, Honorable Rogers, can you take your seat as we welcome the seconder of this motion, Honorable Avinia Zenzio.
Mr. Speaker and honorable members, I stand here to second the motion that says urging the government to strengthen mental health services through scaling up rehabilitation facilities targeting young people in the West Nile sub-region.
Thank you, Honorable Avinia Zenzio, for seconding the motion. At this point, I think you will take up your seat. I'll invite you again if you have something to add on to that. But allow me to invite Honorable Rogers to come on podium and convince this House that really the issue of mental health services and rehabilitation of facility targeting young people in West Nile sub-region needs to be strengthened. Can you convince this House to be convinced beyond reasonable doubt that your motion is worth us passing it? Yes, we invite you to take up your podium.
Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker, for the opportunity granted once again. And I also want to appreciate Brother Azenio for having senior ambition and doing what must be done by seconding this motion and allowing it to be debated in the floor of this parliament. Honorable Speaker and fellow parliamentarians, I rise to move this motion not as a matter of policy, but as a matter of survival. As you might be aware, the West Nile sub-region is facing a silent emergency, and that is the mental health crisis that has for so long and is still taking the futures of our young people and also their lives. Rather, Speaker, allow me go through some of the crises that we have as of now in West Nile, and that is luring our young people into mental illness. Rather, Speaker, we still have the ghost of conflict that occurred a decade ago. We cannot ignore the historical trauma. Many of our young people are descendants of survivors of the insurgencies, particularly the Lord Resistance Army and the West Nile Bank Front. This intergenerational trauma is unresolved, and it manifests as anxiety, depression, and also substance abuse. Rather, Speaker, we have the Laibu factor, which deals with urbanization and also at the same time poverty. As young people migrate to urban centers like ARUA city in search of work, they face unemployment, poverty, and overcrowded slums. And this definitely pushes them into substance abuse, specifically the kumi, locally known as crude waraji, and marijuana, which is a form of self-medication of untreated pain. We also have the gap in health care. Currently, the entire West Nile sub-region relies on a few psychiatric clinical officers. The regional referral hospital lacks a dedicated, well-funded mental health ward for youth. Many young people are either chained in homes, left to roam the streets, or taken to traditional healers because the modern care is inaccessible or unaffordable. Rather, Speaker, we also have the challenge of social stigma. In our communities, mental illness is often attributed to witchcraft or family curse. This prevents young people from seeking help, leading to high rates of suicide, which are drastically underreported to the relevant authorities. Rather, Speaker, statistically, let us look at the numbers. At the national average, and according to the Ministry of Health, 1 in 10 Ugandans suffers from mental health conditions. 1 in 10. Like if you were to look at the total population in the country, it is over 45 million. If you were to group this 45 million into a number of 10 people per group, the Ministry of Health is saying that out of the 10 per group, at least 1 is mentally ill. If you are here, we are more than 300. If we are to group ourselves into 10, and according to the Ministry of Education, either one of us in that group of 10 will be found mentally ill, either being suffered from anxiety, depression, or even substance abuse. Rather, Speaker, Uganda has less than 50 psychiatrists for the population of over 45 million. 90% of those with severe conditions do not receive treatment. Rather, Speaker, let us look at the reality in West Nile here. Studies on post-conflict zones show that rate of post-traumatic stress disorder can be as high as 30 to 40% in affected populations. Rather, Speaker, let us not forget that West Nile is a refugee hosting region. Let us not forget that West Nile is a refugee hosting region. The presence of over 1 million refugees, mainly South Sudanese, has strained the health system in West Nile here, leaving local youth even more neglected. And let us use up the unique challenge that we have in West Nile as a sub-region. The Uganda and demographical survey indicates that the suicide is the leading cause of death among the young people aged 15 to 24 years in West Nile sub-region. Drug abuse rates in West Nile is reported to be rising faster than the national average, with 60% of hospital admissions, in some cases related to alcohol-related psychosis. However, Speaker, I therefore want to put my resolutions and call to actions with the relevant authorities. Number one, we urge for the consideration of infrastructure and decentralization, and this is what I'm calling scaling up. We urge the government through the Ministry of Health to expedite the construction and the keeping of regional mental health units at ARUA Regional Referral Hospital. And also specifically, we call for the creation of a youth wellness center, a space designed for young people, not a prison-like ward. We ask for satellite clinics in the district of Nebi, Yunde, Moyo, and Ajumini to bring services to the grassroots. Honorable Speaker, we also call for human resources. It is useless to build hospitals without doctors. We therefore urge the government to, number one, recruit and deploy psychiatric clinical officers, those are the PCOs, and psychologists specifically to the West Nile region with a hardship allowance to encourage them to stay. Number two, we urge the government to train village health teams to identify early warning signs of depression in young people rather than just treating malaria. Honorable Speaker, we also ask for integration of drug rehabilitation. Scaling up mental health must go hand in hand with fighting substance abuse. We call for the establishment of regional rehabilitation center that focuses on community behavioral therapy and vocational skills, rather than holding drug users in police cells. Honorable Speaker, we call for community sensitization. If at all we want to fight stigma in the various communities, we urge the Ministry of Gender and the Ministry of Health to partner with cultural institutions like the Alur Kingdom and local councils to launch a massive media campaign in the languages of Lugara, Kakwa, Alur, Nadi to demystify mental illness. Honorable Speaker, we must say mental illness is a sickness of the brain, not a curse. Honorable Speaker, in my conclusion and appeal to the concerned authorities, I want to vividly state that the youth of West Nile are resilient. We are not asking for handouts, we are asking for rehabilitation. We are not asking for incarceration. We are not asking for judgment, but we are asking for counseling. If we fail to invest in the mental health of our youth today, we are not just losing individuals, but we are instead compromising the security, economic productivity, and the future of the entire West Nile as a sub-region. Honorable Speaker, I therefore call upon this honorable House to stand with the youth of West Nile. Let us pass this motion and give our young people a chance to heal. I therefore beg to move and commend this motion to this honorable House. I thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable Rogers. You can go back and take your seat. I don't know whether I'm the only person who is convinced in the House in the context that he has brought in the challenges associated to his motions and his recommendations. Yes, allow me invite submissions from the honorable members in line to the motion that he has tabled. But of course, I want to remind you that go straight to the recommendations. I don't want you to build long stories, because at first come and tell us whether you're in agreement or you're in disagreement. But if you're in agreement, please let the recommendations be the focal area you're going to have your deliberations on. So this is the guidance I want to make. Yes, honorable members, I invite people by show of hand. I'll give moments to people to debate. Yes, I'm seeing the first honorable members near the clerk. Oh, of course, you'll have to come here and make your presentation from here.
The Right Honorable Speaker, the honorable members in the House, and our chief guest. Thank you very much for the opportunity to have a submission in this motion, which is very pertinent in relation to mental health. Right Honorable Speaker, however much I am in agreement with the motion.
Can you introduce yourself?
Oh, thank you so much. I am Asega Ashraf Ataki, Honorable, member of this Honorable Parliament. However much I'm in support of the motion, I strongly disagree on the approach the Honorable Member has provided, because the Honorable Member gave us a solution of regionalizing rehabilitation centers, which he calls for building new infrastructure that is cost constraint given our budget, the national budget right now. However, my recommendations would be, if we look at the root cause of the mental health in our sub-region, we have got the compounding effects of the historical conflict. We have got the transborder movement of drugs, yes, substances. We have got unemployment. Now, how do we approach this effectively? Me, I will suggest to the House that let the government adopt the already existing infrastructure, the health infrastructure, that is to say the health center 3, health center 4, instead of constructing a regional rehabilitation facility. This country produces over 500 to 1,000 psychiatric nurses, psychiatric clinic officers annually. And if we integrate these people into the lowest level of care in the health center 2s, health center 3s, and provide youth-friendly mental health services, I think we will be able to, not completely, but at most deal with this challenge at that level, other than putting regional rehabilitation centers in ARUA, which our people are very naive about. Well, of course, some people, when talk about regional referrals, they are not friendly to some of these facilities, but when we zero it down, these are stuff that the community will be seeing every day, because these facilities are located in the sub-counties, and they will be willing to move and address their challenges, speak freely, because there will be friendly staff at that level and friendly services, just like the reproductive health services. Thank you. I beg to submit.
Thank you so much, Honorable Member. So if there's another submission, we welcome. Can I welcome the second of the motion? He was having itching points that he really wanted to put across. Yes, for those who are giving submission, we are giving you 2 minutes. Hopefully you will summarize your talking points within that given time frame to make sure you make your deliberation. Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and the right honorable members. I still remain Vinicius Avinia, one of the youth leaders from Terego. After critical analyzing and seeing the motion, and it has come at a critical time when the youths are in silent crisis. We, as being the majority, we are also leading in the negative aspects. Basically, unemployment, school dropout, substance abuse, which instead of getting help from the government, we end up being in the cells under the government authorities. Therefore, you see other that men drop out. So, I pray upon this public to urge government to bring the services closer to people. Much less they are few, let them be within the reachable areas. Imagine with the vicious cycle of poverty, the livers of poverty in the whole of the country, the services are still very far, making us not to achieve this. Imagine somebody here going for these mental health services up to Kampala, and may transfer the fees on top of the challenges at. So therefore, Mr. Speaker, I'm urging the to highly second the motion. A healthy mind builds a healthy nation.
Thank you.
We better treat to save a generation.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. For gender equity, let us do justice to gender. Can I pick that lady? Yes? That honorable member there? Yeah, that one, yes. Please, I will invite you to come here because of our camera. We are live on Faraja Digital TV, so it would not do us a service if you are there. Begin by introducing who you are and where you come from. So, yeah, thank you.
Thank you, the Honorable Speaker and the Honorable Members at large. My name is Pakoko Gloria. I am here as a representative of an organization, an initiative. That is the capacity I was invited as. I would wish to agree with the motion that was moved, that mental health is an issue that we have in the region of West Nile. I would wish to go straight to my recommendation. I would recommend for sensitization of the public about the referral pathways that we have. I would wish to say that we have some of these services, even in these health centers that were mentioned, we have some of these counseling services or mental support systems in place, but most of the youth do not know that these services exist. So the best way we can help to make sure we elevate this issue that is a very big crisis would be making sure that all the youth are informed and sensitized about the referral pathways that are in place. For instance, you have a mental crisis or you are feeling in a way that you feel like you need some mental support, because most of the causes or like some of the signs that show that you have a mental issue might be depression, stress, or addiction. So how can you support yourself? You already know that you have this issue, but you do not know where to go. So the best way would be for us to make sure the youth are informed, the public is informed on the right avenues they can use to access these services. I beg to submit. Thank you.
For that brilliant, thank you, member. Let me pick another honorable member from. Let me come this side. Let me first come this side. Yes, my sister here. After which we'll come here and then we'll pick a member this side. Okay? Yeah, I don't want one side to dominate the house. Thank you.
Right Honorable Speaker, my name is Asibazia Josephine, the Secretary of Female Affairs, Terego District. As in one of those things which has been written, it is written seconder or seconders. I am coming to second this motion, which has been moved by one of the honorable members from Pakwats District. Right Honorable Speaker, I rise to second this motion urging the government to strengthen mental health services by scaling up rehabilitation facilities, targeting young people in the West Nile sub-region. You know, mental health challenges among young people, they're increasing due to some factors like unemployment, trauma, anxiety. There are so many things, drugs abuse, like substance abuse. There are so many factors. Now, unfortunately, there are only few rehabilitation facilities within West Nile, which is proven to be a challenge to us. Like this one forces very many young people to travel abroad, and in case if you don't have any single coin for traveling, this is making some people to just to remain within their villages. And that one also for treatment and traveling long distances for the treatment, others could not just access it easily. And I strongly believe that strengthening mental health services by establishing and expanding it will help for easy treatment. Those ones, which if that thing is being brought here, it will help people to have easiest access to treatment. Like it will ease the burden on families who could not even afford to go to abroad for those other things. It will also improve access quality. When you bring those services near, many people will be coming, and those other, like when you bring those access here, many people will be here, will not be traveling outside. And this investment will also help to ease in burden and access. For these reasons, I strongly, there are just few regional hospitals, like in the whole of Western, we only have ARUA regional and Yumbe. These things are not really enough. It is really affecting us. And those families who could not afford anything, it is...
Overall, continue, you're protected.
As I was saying earlier on, this investment will help to ease the burden on families and improve access to quality mental health services for the vulnerable youth and in rural areas which are underserved.
Thank you.
For these reasons, I strongly second this motion and urge all the honorable members to be in support for the young people of West Nile.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. For procedural matter, can I pick you to say something as you also go down? Yes? What are the procedural matters that you're raising?
Honorable Speaker,
it's
and
okay.
the Agas House, Brenda Doris Wani. I was raising a point of order to ask the Speaker. It's in order for a Speaker to face the Speaker himself when addressing the challenges or issues. You're supposed to face the what? The participant, not the Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable Doris, for that actual orderly guidance. Of course, I don't know, maybe the burden of mental issues is actually scaring us, that everyone down there is a bit also affected. But it's okay, honorable members. It's okay. Overrule for now. Let me pick that one behind. That honorable member behind to say something. The other one. Yes. Then I'll pick one person from here as we conclude on this particular motion. But of course, I told you members that you can always express your interest by voting for the motion or voting against it. Of course, I know the points are very bright, but of course, those who are coming to speak, please don't repeat the resolutions that others have come here and have tabled before the House. Otherwise, you might force us all with the other members to stop you. Okay, thank you. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker. My name is Parmo Albert. I'm from Nebi District. I really very agree with the motion of mental health. As for my recommendation, yes, mental health is something very dangerous to our youth today and affecting most of the youth in the West Nile. However, in solving the problem of mental health, you are forced to see some of the challenges we're having in the West Nile. One, we know very well, even in the country, that Uganda is a poor country, and when you are trying to solve the mental health, you are forced to go to see some of the factor or resolution which can make the mental health to be something very successful without affecting us or hitting our economy. Of which, for me, I see like if the Ministry of Health can integrate the mental health in primary health care, so people can receive care at nearby health center. If I'm talking about the primary health care, find that primary health care is all about trying to prevent some of the communicable diseases among the local people here. Now, considering our financial status in the country, we know we are very poor, and also employing or integrating the mental health into also part of the primary health care. It will be something local for us to what? To achieve. Reason being, for me, I come from Erusi near border Congo. Traveling from Erusi to Nebi to come and seek the mental health, it can cost me something like 100,000 or 50,000. And here, if you put it here in ARUA referral region, it can take something like what? Like maybe 200 or 150. But when we put it or integrate it in the primary health care, whereby even a village health team or health people in the village can manage, it can be something very accessible to us down there in the village. Hence, we solve the issue of mental health. Thank you.
Welcome. Thank you so much. Honorable members, I wouldn't want us to over-repeat ourselves. Yes, I have picked someone from this row. Please, allow me to pick someone from here. I can see the issue of mental health is sincerely itching. Let me pick one here since the other one was coming from behind. Let me pick this one. Then I later pick one from that. We can always express. I know you will have a chance to speak. No, let him say something. In only 2 minutes, please, in only 2 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me the opportunity. All right. I really need to start by appreciating the fact that beside Mulago National Referral Hospital, we have Butabeka National Referral Hospital. You understand? So it's very important to have our regional referral hospital within our West Nile region. If you look around, we have a lot of issues that are affecting us. We are the youths, but we have things related to relationships. And this is the critical area where many people are playing with their friends out like they're playing footballs. And these things affect people's mental health. Mental health can be unhealthy. So as we are calling it mental health, if you play with someone's heart, of course it can become like, this is feelings. We are talking about feelings, emotions. So if you break someone's heart, honestly, and it is happening, the rate is high, and it affects our community economically, and it has affected many people in school, community, everywhere. So bringing these services within the community will ease the access to these particular health workers. And also I really need to bring on board that we are here talking about psychiatrists, we are talking about clinical officers, and clinical psychologists. But if you go to the school, they're not even there. In 2018, they advertised for clinical psychologists. They did not find any. So if we put regional referral hospital for mental health issues, they will advertise, but we may not even get these specialists within our regions. I think it is very important to do awareness, like somebody said, to make these particular people go for these particular courses. Because we are all going for nurses, general nursing, midwifery, but we are leaving this particular important course. It's my recommendation. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Allow me have that honorable behind there. There's something itchy coming. Yes, you first come. Come and say something before we can vote. His hand has been high since we even began talking about this particular motion. Please introduce yourself like the honorable has just spoken. Did not introduce himself, even don't know who he is. So,
thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
Thank you.
Honorable members of the House, Honorable Babu Said Issa is my name, the youth advocate from Koboko District, as also the Deputy Speaker for Youth Parliament, Koboko District. I stood here actually to oppose the motion moved by the Honorable Speaker, by the Honorable Member of the Parliament. I
strongly want to oppose this motion. You know, mental health is the end product of something. Let's look at what causes mental health. You understand? So, you are urging the government, but forget what causes what? The mental health. So let's try to look at what causes the mental health. Like when you move in the streets, there are drugs. People sell drugs, then people come, they buy them, at the end of the day, leading to what? Mental health. Now, we are urging the government to employ people to work along that line. And if you ask ourselves inside there, how many people are having those qualifications? So therefore, let's much concentrate on what could
when he's saying the
remaining naked is not yet badly off. We still have a chance, these young people. More than 100 who are being affected and are mentally ill with just substance abuse. So I was calling for the government to intervene so that we have these psychiatrists. If there is some chance to heal them, let us heal them and make them become normal. Of course, when you have to solve the problem, you need to get the causes. You have not refused. Thank you. Thank you.
As we are going to voting, yes, that honorable behind, that lady behind, give us a chance to say something. Yes, first come here, very fast. 30 seconds, say something. Come here, say something because.
Amongst the locals and the refugees, you find many people, many youth are engaged in drug abuse. Many youth are engaged in drug abuse, leading to increment in mental illness within the sub-region. So to me personally, I could urge the government and other stakeholders to establish more rehabilitation facilities to reduce and manage the high rate of mental illness.
As you summarize,
Okay. In my last submission, I could talk about the accessibility with the okay. Due to unemployment rate in the region, youth are engaged in drug abuse, leading to high mental illness within the region. So by establishing more rehabilitation facilities can help to manage the rate of mental illness and to access it so easily. I beg to submit.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Honorable members, the discussion we've exhausted are more than enough for us to have a position. I know, honorable members, we can discuss the issues of mental health up to tomorrow. Everybody would still want to say something. But because we have other 3 motions that we need to discuss them. Please, allow me invite this honorable House to go into voting. For those who are coming back to move the motions, please, after moving the motion, by procedure, you're not allowed to come back again and talk whether people are criticizing it. Okay? So you move it once and for all. So Honorable Rogers, you're lucky. Next time you'll not appear again to defend your motion by yourself. So allow me invite this Honorable House, the second sitting of 8 subnational West Nile youth sittings, to vote for the motion urging government, humanitarian agency, urging government to strengthen mental health services through scaling up rehabilitation facilities targeting young people in the West Nile sub-region. For those in support may say aye. And for those to the contrary may say nay. The aye takes it. Of course, the aye takes it. Yeah. So let me go back to the clerk and we go to the next item on the other paper.
Takes us to our next motion, that is motion 2 of 6, that is West Nile Youth Parliament urging government and local governments to institutionalize meaningful youth participation in policy making, public accountability, and development planning processes. The mover is Osoga Morris.
Yes, thank you so much. As Honorable Morris Osoga is coming to move the motion, please, honorable members, after election there is no discussion which is again allowed. So it will not be in order for you to begin raising your hand after we've voted. Okay? Yeah, so be guided that after the voting is done, we are going into another item on the other paper. Okay, thank you. Honorable Morris, yes, you're welcome.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, the Chief Guest, and the colleague delegates. My name is Osoga Morris, one of the youth delegates representing Faraja District. I stand here with overwhelming conviction to move a motion that this House urges government and local governments to institutionalize meaningful youth participation in policy making, public accountability, and development planning processes. I beg to move the motion.
Mubaraka Ayume.
Thank you so much for moving the motion. Let me welcome Ayume, Honorable Ayume, to come and give us his comment.
Right, Honorable Speaker, honorable members, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Barak, and I proudly represent the great people of Koboko District. Right, Honorable Sir, I rise with immense honor, humility,
unwavering conviction to second the motion so eloquently moved my honorable colleague. I beg to second the motion.
Thank you so much, Honorable Ayume Mubaraka, for seconding the motion. Yes, Honorable Morris Osoga, can you come before these great sittings and convince this House that the government and the local government to institutionalize meaningful youth participation in policy making, public accountability, and development planning process? Yes, you're welcome to convince this August House. Come and take the seat here. If he has some substance that you want to submit from, substantial evidences are allowed for you to submit as you present in your motion. Yes, you're welcome. I'm seeing him trying to struggle to pick things from that side. I don't know.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, once more. Colleague delegates, I want to bring into attention this House that in West Nile sub-region, we sit on a table that burns on the top, and at the bottom there is no fire being investigated. Allow me, Right Honorable Speaker, to first and foremost to allow the room to know the statistics of the people living in Uganda and West Nile at large, to allow them to understand better this motion. Right Honorable Speaker, according to UBOS statistics overview 2024, the total number of the total population of Ugandans is over 55 million people. Out of these 55 million people, 23.5% are young people from 18 years to 30 years estimated, meaning that approximately 10.7 million citizens are from 10 years to 18. From 0 to 7 years are being occupied by from 0 to 17 years are people with 50 are occupied at around 50%. When you move further, you'll find that at around 42.6% of the people living in Uganda are not in school nor in education. However, Right Honorable Speaker, with 50% children and 23.5% youth Uganda's future is completely young. And therefore, Right Honorable Speaker, in the West Nile sub-region, we are facing a limited transition from primary to secondary education. Right Honorable Speaker, you will find this data most respects with louder voice in West Nile sub-region. When you move to other regions of the country, you will find that the communication is the total population of the young people joining campus level. But when you come to West Nile sub-region, our communication is the total number of people dropping out of school before sitting in P7 or completing primary leaving examination. District education reports show that in 2023/2024, over 80% of learners dropped out of school before completing primary 7. The causes are clear: school fees challenges, teenage pregnancy, long distances to school, lack of career guidance, and limited access to wealth creation by the government of Uganda. Right Honorable Speaker, were the youth of West Nile consulted when designing retention policies before all these were implemented? Definitely no. That's why we keep having these challenges here and there. That's why we keep experiencing the challenges of school dropout, teenage pregnancies at a high rate. Economical crisis keeps rising higher and higher in the sub-region. Right, Honorable Speaker, this one is linked to other core challenges that I've listed below. West Nile young people continue to experience economic exclusion. When you come to West Nile sub-region, West Nile are pushed into low-yield subsistence farming and border riding because they are not involved in wealth creation services to be delivered to them. When you come to West Nile, you try to concite and remove from this one district to another that table which discusses wealth creation, specific and policy development model. At that round table, you will hardly find a young person representing his own people. Yet they are the majority in the specific district. We are the majority in the entire sub-region. You will find that all decisions being made, policies being set are set in our presence. We are not involved and engaged in them. Right, Honorable Speaker, allow me continue and air to the room that rising silent mental distress has continued to be a challenge in West Nile. Because youth have no space to speak in health and education planning forums. Right, Honorable Speaker, if 42.6% of our youths are NEET and over 80% are dropping out in places like Marasa District, then clearly currently planning is failing us. Therefore, Right Honorable Speaker, this motion prays that the government and local government institutionalize youth participation by involving youths in specific policy formulations. Basically, in formulating policies that run and drive education in Uganda. This is a policy which will help us to address school dropout and review UPE re-entry guidelines in West Nile and the entire nation at large. Also, wealth creation initiative and guidelines. In every wealth creation guidelines and policies within the country and the nation at hand needs to look forward, involving the young people in formulating these policies and practically involving them in running all these policies within the country. District health policy to address mental health and SRH services within the sub-region and the nationwide. Right, Honorable Speaker, I want to move your knowledge and your attention towards the mental health issue that is affecting the people of West Nile sub-region in line with this motion. Right, Honorable Speaker, in West Nile sub-region, when you move to the various trading centers or places where these people carry out businesses, you will find that the police that has been set some years ago has been driving the people of West Nile in a direction which keeps on distilling them and directing them into a manner which never develops them at all. Look at 1904, where cash crop distribution was done at the national level. There are some regions where they were given cotton growing. Some regions were given coffee growing. When you come to West Nile sub-region, there are specific districts in West Nile which were deceived completely to grow tobacco. And this tobacco has been one of the substances with toxins which keeps on confusing the people on ground. That's why you see in West Nile sub-region as of today, when someone comes with modern poisons, that's because in most of the West Nile shops, you find that the West Niles themselves, most of these shops keep on selling modern poisons. That I have some examples with me. I'm going to display to the table of the clerk.
Yes.
Right, Honorable Speaker.
As you get to the conclusion.
Right, thank you. Right Honorable Speaker, allow me to drive the room in this person that I've mentioned here. In West Nile sub-region, young people early in the morning and at evening hours have sat by roadsides indulging themselves in consumption of modern poisons, which are being given various names that we cannot understand better. I have the examples of these poisons with me. Right Honorable Speaker, allow me to the first poison that has been driven to West Nile sub-region due to the policy that does not involve their attention. The first poison that moves around West Nile with me here is Happy. The name it is Happy, but when you come down, it is written as Happy Waragi. The second poison here is Knockout. When you see the second poison, it is written there not to be consumed by people under the age of 18 years. But when you come on the ground, there is no police enforcement which guides the people who are selling these drugs not to sell these drugs to the young people of West Nile. And therefore, Right Honorable Speaker, allow me, in accordance with Article 59 of the Constitution and the National Youth Police, give us this right. We are 10.9 million youth. We are not the problem. We are the solution. Therefore, I beg to move the motion.
Thank you so much, Honorable Morris, for moving that motion. Honorable members, you will notice that Honorable Morris intentionally identified some of the problems in health that are limiting people to going into active participation in leadership. He was actually moving his motion in line to identifying the key problems that are limiting the young people from actively participating in matters to do with politics and participation in general, in line to policy making and public accountability. So, honorable members, I understand to some people who are not following in him keen, they might think he diverted the motion. However, his motion still stands, only that he was trying to identify the key issues that associate with the elements of limiting the young people from those participation. So, allow me welcome this honorable house to debate this motion as he has presented it to us, and he has tried his best to convince us to address the matters of concern. Yes.
Right Honorable Speaker of Eighth Parliament, members of the August House, my name is Ivan Chakachon Gidaga. Right Honorable Speaker, I rise on this procedural matter. I need to be guided if it is in respect or in line with the standard rule of procedure of Parliament of the Republic of Uganda, that honorable members of this August House to disobey you by raising their hands as if we are attending village dialogue. I would propose that the members of this August House do rise where need be to speak, such that they give you the honor and they catch your eyes. I beg to submit.
Thank you so much for raising that procedural matter. Honorable members, we are not in community dialogue. Yeah, the way he has put it. So let's learn to respect the quorum and the essence of the sitting. Yes. Let me invite members for discussion after I have picked. Let me pick Honorable Fadili to start up the discussion, and then we can also go this way and pick other honorable members.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. Distinguished honorable members in the August House, our chief guest other than Bonara DC in the presence, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon to you all. Fadil Mandewelvon is my name. I rise on already established protocol to agree and also at the same time to disagree strongly with the honorable member who has just moved a motion on urging government to ensure active youth participation in policy making. I want to strongly agree and now disagree on a view of point that youth participation has been critical and has been also in place in our country, Uganda. Taking a case study with the PDM, he noted a point that youth participation in policy making in reference to the PDM has not been so much realized. However, I want to disagree with him so much that at the parish level, we have PDC members who are 5 in table. We have a representative of the youth, a women councillor, we have also representative NRMU chairperson, we have around 7 whose roles are to play an oversight role over the circle members. And they also have an oversight role to identify the parish priorities. And they also play a role in doing recovery along the line of PDM, which is Parish Revolvement Fund. So I want to say we have youth participation. Only, however, we are saying we have policy gaps in the guidelines for the parish development model, which is in line with the aspect of the population. We have been singing this as a song for many years and up to now that young people are the majority. We represent 78% of this country. However, the guideline for implementation of parish development model does not take into consideration this number. Only that they are giving just 30% for the youth, much as at some angle we agree, we have also youth or women who will benefit from that sector. But we are saying, we are requesting the guideline to be revised in the aspect of taking population of the parish into consideration. You cannot give village or parish A the same amount of money that you give to parish B when the population aspect also has variance. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you so much, Honorable Fadili, for giving a justice to this. May I pick? Oh my God, everyone is almost standing. Let me pick that honorable in the middle, then I come in front again. I'm picking him, come in front, then again go this side. I know the issues to do with participation, at least everybody wants to say something. And we will do this motion justice by giving you a latitude to say something at least. Though not everyone can say something, but everyone can participate by voting. Yeah, thank you, you're welcome. You begin by introducing yourself, and then you proceed. Just speak, it is on. When you see the red light, it is on.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. My name is Samukol Taban Siraj. I represent the youth of Yumbe District. I am here to strongly agree with the motion which has just been moved by our honorable member. However, I just want to make a submission and a recommendation for it in a way that as young people, we should improve on our code of conduct when implementing or participating in these programs. Why do I say so? Research has shown that when these policies are left in the hands of these young people, most of these programs are failing. Let's take an example with the Youth Livelihood program. A lot of money was given to the youths to manage and to program to improve on their lives. But according to the research, especially where I come from, let me say my sub-county, no money has been recovered. And they took a lot of money. This has created fear in the local government and other stakeholders to lose trust in ourselves as young people. So I will urge you and encourage all of us to encourage, to at least improve our code of conduct so that the government can at least institutionalize the meaningful youth programs in our local areas and our communities. I beg to submit.
Thank you so much, Honorable, for that justice to the context of that conversation. I said I would come from him, then come in front and go like this. We're moving zigzag. Let me invite this Honorable to come and give in a submission. Yes. Yeah, I know already we have taken men. Please, the male, please, in the next people that I'm going to pick, I request you don't stand because I may not pick you. Okay, you're welcome.
Right Honorable Speaker and the members in the House, my name is Mongojak Saboyan and I rise in full support of the motion. Firstly, youth participation is not just a privilege, it is a constitutional right. When you look at Article 38 of the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda, it guarantees every citizen the right to participate in the affairs of the government. In addition, National Objective X also requires the state to involve citizens in the formulation and implementation of development plans and programs that affect them. Since young people constitute the majority of Uganda's population, they deserve meaningful representation in policy making, budgeting, planning, implementation, monitoring, and evaluation. So empowering youths is therefore not only constitutional obligation, but also a strategic investment in Uganda's future. Right Honorable Speaker, Uganda's young people continue to face serious challenges, including unemployment, poor mental health, limited access to quality education, inadequate livelihood opportunities, early marriages, drug and substance abuse, and limited access to government empowerment programs. These challenges suppress their potential, reduce productivity, and deny the country the innovation and leadership that young people can offer. Involving youth in decision making will enable government to develop practical, inclusive, and sustainable solutions that reflect the realities on the ground. Thirdly, meaningful youth participation strengthens democracy, accountability, and service delivery. When young people are involved in planning, monitoring, and evaluating government programs, transparency improves, public trust increases, and development becomes more responsive to community needs. Therefore, Right Honorable Speaker, I urge the government to fully implement Article 38 of the Constitution by ensuring meaningful youth participation at all levels of the government, and strengthen and adequately fund youth councils to effectively represent young people's interests, and also establish clear guidelines requiring all ministries, departments, agencies, and local government to consult young people during policy formulation, development, and planning. Thank you so much, Right Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Actually, I love the way he submitted because he went straight to the recommendations as he was concluding. He highlighted much on. Before I pick a female gender to come here, the following personalities are needed outside: Wycliffe or Chochi. Can we all get seated first? First, sit down all.
Members, as the speaker is speaking, you sit down.
Wycliffe Ososi. Where is Wycliffe? Go, move out, you're needed out. Achidru Robert, you're needed out. Cesale Geoffrey, you're needed out. Pax Hope. you're needed out. So, yes, let me open again the house for discussion. I'm going to go down and come in front. That lady there, closer to my sergeant, yes. You're welcome. This is a female voice. Be happy.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker and members of the August House. My name is Munduru Shamia, a honorable member of this August House too. I'm going to stand on the affirmative side of the motion which has been moved. Looking about institutionalizing the voices of the young people, if we look on the ladder where the voices of the young persons fall, we want the voices of the youths to move from tokenism, consultation, partnership to youth-led programs, whereby the youths come up and sit like as a gathering where we are. We sit and make our own decisions, not whereby our elders always call us and ask for our consultations and afterwards drop our decisions and take their own. Like talking about skilling and training, the district can take a decision to train people, but the programs they might be bringing could be things like tailoring and so on. Yet as the youths, all we need is ICT. We want to progress in what? In IT and AI, but you may find that the programs they bring don't concern us or fall in our generation. So whenever the government makes a decision, youth should be inclusive in it. Talking about the youth, talking about this, the SDG 16, there's inclusion of the voices of the youth together with the agenda, so it falls in policy making. So I would like to advocate and urge the government to always include the voices of the youth.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable, for doing justice to that. May I welcome Honorable Esther to come and give in a submission. Thereafter, I will welcome Honorable Doris to come and give in a submission. Yes.
I'm standing in front of you to proudly, boldly, strongly propose this motion. Due to these following points that I have, first of all, I'll start by saying numbers are power. Numbers is equivalent to power. The more the number, the more powerful we are. Looking at the general population, the youths are the majority. How then do you table with people who are not youths, and you're talking about matters concerning the youths, and you expect it to grow? That one, we will talk about it, and we will not see it happening, because when the majority is ignored, the program is automatically failed. That's number one. We already have existing policies working on that. The only thing we are crying for is to better the policy. If we better the policy by increasing, by sending the number of youths to sit on the desk whereby matters of youths are being discussed about, then we will understand the say that the wise man once said, send a thief to catch a thief. Because thieves understands their issues better. You cannot bring a thief to a pastor and you expect them to collaborate very well. Never. Send a youth to discuss matters of the youths. Don't send Mukaikuru to speak about matters that the youths are undergoing. Some of you might say,
the current speaker, you're having a point of information, and I'm allowing it. Yes.
It's well.
Procedural matter, you wait after the information, then we can take procedure. We cannot overrule. Yes. Yes, Honorable, you say what you wanted to say. You get down and have a seat. We hear the information you want to give in.
All right, Honorable Speaker, as we are in this parliament, we need to advocate and inform as well, so that we carry points to take and our issues are also raised. Right, Honorable Speaker, to inform the government has also done its part to the young people. The young people are fully represented right from local government up to the national level. We have honorable councillors at sub-county level, town council levels. We have district youth councillors. We have national female youth members of parliament. We have regional youth members of parliament. But what have they used the platform to defend the young people who are locally suffering here? You find that young people are lazy even to think for themselves. In local government, we do make bylaws. But when they are making the bylaws, do we have the representatives to take charge of us who have remained here? That the policies, the laws that they are going to make is going to have impacts to the young people who are left here. The members of parliament, do they push our issues to the respective ministries? We have line ministries that we are supposed to address our issues to. But if we young people do not defend our positions that we have sent for you to do, are we calling the government also that is not putting us to you to use? They have given us the platforms. It is us, the young people, who are not using the platforms very well to make our other young people also progress in these matters. I rest my case.
Thank you, Honorable Ivan, for giving that information. But also, members, if you're rising to give us a point of information, let it be straight and direct so that the honorable members can understand. Because when it becomes like you're making a submission, it becomes like you're using a point of information to steal our time and make a submission, which I will strongly disagree with. Okay? Yeah, so I think that guidance I needed to put straightforward. Yeah.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. That's why in my speech I started by saying numbers is equal to power. The more the number, the more powerful that we are. That one clearly states that we have some numbers already working. People who are taking the youth voices to the higher level, but we are talking about the numbers. Yes. I was still continuing. Some opposers may say
but also
the youth lack experience to make policy. We were not born policy makers. And what does it mean? Experience is built through involvement. Let them give us the chance as youths. Let them mentor us on how policies are made and how it is implemented. Then let them see if we have failed to do the needful once we are trained. I still say there is nothing for the youths without the youths. The more the numbers, the more powerful that we are. I beg to submit.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Honorable Doris. I saw you had a very serious point itching behind there, so I want you to do us justice.
Honorable Speaker and the August House, I'm Brenda Doris from Koboko District Local Government, Secretary Social Services. They stopped. Me, I came. My arguments are in opposition of the motion. I really want to strongly oppose. However, our brother, Honorable Ivan, talked about already the government supporting the youth in the system. I want to oppose that. Yes, order not accepted.
Honorable Doris. Honorable Doris. There is a point of order.
I'm not accepting.
Point of order. I am picking the point of order, but slightly after she has given her submission. It's not that I'm overruling it, but I'm giving her a latitude to continue.
Okay, let me go to my point.
It's a procedural matter against yes, point of orders are on procedural matter.
I never accepted your point of order. If you want me to go direct to my points, it's fine. Let me jump. Straight.
Please, it is the speaker to guide when there is point of order. Okay? Yeah, so Since so it is a bit itchy, can you tell us the procedural matter you want to raise?
It is very brief, Honorable Speaker.
You come decide and you speak here. You are again doing us another procedural injustice by speaking that side.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Yeah.
It is very brief. Is it in order for Honorable Doris to stand almost in front of the Speaker while debating?
Yes, you're right. Members, let's be guided. But of course, I guided that we are live, and if she is in the context of the view of our camera, please, I am safe. I'm not scared because my sergeant did a proper search. Okay? So, Honorable Doris, you're protected. Come and make your submission.
Honorable Speaker, I was expecting to say that you convinced me to move next to you because I saw the sign. That's why I moved. For your information.
Okay, thank you.
I was here, you called him, I expected that answer. So, once called, you cannot refuse. I want to go direct. My point one is duplication of already existing frameworks, which others have already talked about. We are aware that in Uganda, we already have channels of leadership that are the representatives of the youth. Right from the sub-county to the district, we have the district councillors, we have council, the NYC at the national level, and the youth members at the parliament. And if I am to ask, are we given the platform to sit in a decision making at the hierarchy? Never. Let me take, for instance, in my district, as the youth councillors, both of us are here. We are never. There are other things. You remember they only push to us from Shentel that these are what be amended, or directives. You find that at the end, it is very hard. Let me give example. I'm the Secretary of Social Services. They appointed me. Yes, I accept. But sometimes for you to feature, most times when we sit as youth council members, we have discussions, channeling. Honorable Speaker, I have to inform me that channeling the youth council discussions to the youth district youth council, the August House, is very hard because you already have the order paper. You're supposed to follow the order paper. You don't bring something outside. So you find that information not around.
Overall for now, you sit down.
So you find that it's very hard. Also, I want to bring in our attention that you find that most times we also have a slower process. As by mandate, we all know, from village, parish, district, then it comes. It moves on. Urgent issues that you plan, you want it to be implemented, it takes long. For instance, you plan something, it comes after 5 years. As a councillor, as a youth, you're leaving the office, what you've lobbied for is still coming. Now who will implement? A new person has come to get where you've started, and it doesn't know where to go ahead and where to take over. You find that now the project that you've started, the money that delays to come and start the project, it will die because new people come without an idea, and you are either above the youth age, you're not in the group. Yes. Those ones start from zero and it delays.
Thank you.
For God and my country.
Thank you so much. Actually, you almost finished the whole minute as if you're moving emotion. But I thank God you raised very pertinent issues. Members, let me also guide that, of course, when you see people talking about, can you sit down as I'm speaking? Respect in the house. Okay, good. When we are talking about our own matters being channeled through the youth parliament, and a member is criticizing that, a member is actually citing that it is hard for the NYC's agenda to be channeled. Remember, all parliament has its own motion, and before a motion is actually put on an order paper, it is through consultation. So I would really guide that if there are very itching issues, please make sure you consult. The clerks are with us, and by God's grace, we now have even the monitoring committees in our midst. Please, if there are issues that you want to appear on our parliamentary sittings, please, let us try to use those channels and we make them come on board for further guidances. Let me pick a member and submission is made. Let me pick that honorable member who is behind there. That one behind you. Yes. That one. After I will come to this line and then come back here. Okay? Honorable members, I know many people are saying we have overstood and you're not picking us. But see, over 300 people and everyone wants to say something. At least I will try to do justice and make at least somebody say something, okay? Yeah. Please, honorable member, especially this one, I don't know. Are you using sign language? No? I'm requesting that you leave that ramp so that persons with disability can access it to move out. Yes. That ramp that you see, it is meant to aid him. You see the hard time you gave him? It's a disservice.
Right Honorable Speaker.
Yes, you're welcome to.
My name is Jaber from Zombo District, an advocate for person living with disability. So I'm not all that contented with this discussion, because no one can talk about person living with disability. We have a number of persons living with disability.
You are there to talk for them.
And the young ones, there are very many number in Zombo District. But now, in this decision making, you will not even see that a person with a disability is having a chance to express the issue concerning this person living with disability. Now, if I take a look, mostly you find a person with a disability is given a chance to participate in this minor politics only. You find we are always the disadvantaged group, in which case that when we are disabled, people don't appreciate. We don't get these green jobs for sure. So this is my concern that I would like to put forward and to these sittings. And also, I was actually seriously raising my hands from down there with the first motion there. Only that I was not having a chance of coming this way. Oh, the right honorable speaker.
Overall, you're protected. I also wanted to find out, are you okay standing? Make your submission while standing?
Yes, I'm okay.
Yeah, that is covered then. You're protected.
Okay. So may I, right honorable speaker, may I have a chance to say something small on the first motion? Okay. With this, I beg to submit. Thank you.
Thank you so much. At least we've heard him speak. Honorable members, I want to find out, is that chair empty? That chair? I wanted him to sit closer so that I'm able to see him. I wouldn't want him to come back and complain again. He's raising his hand. I'm not seeing him. Okay? Can we provide for him a chair closer? Yes, thank you so much, our sergeant. I saw, yes, I'm picking another person, and I'm going to pick him, that young man under the light, because he stood in this corridor since, but I was still at this side. Members, as I've always guided, sometimes you don't need to always speak. Sometimes you can vote for it or vote against it. That can also express your interest. Okay? Because out of 300 people, if you can allow everyone to speak, then tomorrow is even not enough. Actually, we should be given more 2 weeks. Yeah, I'm allowing you to.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, and all the honorable members in this August House. Under the name of Baraka Timothy, a vibrant youth leader in Pakwach District. Right Honorable Speaker and the members in the House, you believe with me that amidst all our causes or obstacles besides youth participating in decision making and planning, you believe there is fear of there is fear of political victimization, or I beg to submit. The point I'm trying to bring out is the youth in the community, they lack that fear, they lack that because of that political issue or the leading, maybe some of the projects in the community are highly led by the adults who are more so believe in the political culture. My sister here came and talked of majority over minority, but or when you are making some resolution, you have to make in consideration of the minority group. For that, when my recommendation goes that when the government, local leaders around the community, when you're advocating, I will expect that they consider viability and the capability, not concerning what the political parties or parties are able to submit.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let me pick that honorable member. This one in the middle, with the flag of Uganda here. Yes. Let him first give in a submission, then I come this side, then we can vote. Okay? As I've always guided, honorable members, you can express your interest by voting for it or voting against it. That speaks actually volume to what you want to tell us. Okay? Because not everybody will speak. If we are to speak, if everyone is supposed to say something, then even 1 week is not enough for this sitting. Okay? Yeah, thank you. You're welcome.
Thank you, the Right Honorable Speaker, and also the members in the House. I am by name Kawa Rashid. I am also a member of this August House. Right Honorable Speaker, I have just come here to support this motion based on the fact that always, as my colleague has said, we have these representatives, it being in the district council, it being in the parliament, but you realize most times they are just like a drop in an ocean. As a result, their voices cannot be heard. Therefore, as we are waiting for this, as we are waiting the government to have at least tangible condition to see that our voices are heard, I want to say that, like in the youth council at the district level, there needed to be an amendment to ensure that when youth council is sitting, if youth council is sitting, there must be the LOC 5 in the sitting, mandatory, not delegation. And also in the members of parliament, the presidents will be able to attend to these people in their councils of the respective councils. Because from my own experience, most of the authorities that will respond to this response, these things we're making, you realize they don't come. Sometimes they delegate. And once they delegate, the person who comes to attend always says he doesn't have powers. I am yet going to share it with my master. We are not helped. Therefore, I wish to bring this to the attention of all the members around, that as the youth chairperson of a district, that we follow these people to come and attend in person, not delegation. I beg to submit. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, he talked about the issue of, I can't answer this question because I need approval from my superior.
Members, when the speaker is speaking, kindly sit down until he finishes. That's when you'll rise up.
Thank you, Clerk, for that guidance. Some members are really unruly here. Actually, we are about to request Sergeant to remove them. Yeah, thank you. He came just to remind me he's ready to remove you out if you're continuously disobeying the sitting here. So, can I have another person from this row to say something? Yes, let me bring this honorable, this one, behind you, to say something. you're still moving from outside, so you first relax. You will understand what is happening here. And
Yes, thank you, Speaker. Finally, I have caught your eye. Thank you. Call me Honorable Barom Julius Assa. I represent the interests of the young people in Pakwach District Local Government, and I happen to be the District Deputy Speaker. I want to affirm this motion by giving out my recommendation. One, I will start by the District Service Commission. You'll find that the youth are not being included in the District Service Commission, and yet we are facing a challenge of unemployment. And when you look at the structures of Uganda's population, it is dominant by the young people. So the young people are not beneficiary, they just user. So I recommend that the government should amend the law, because the law says that it should be the older guards. You should first retire, then you join that thing, which is not okay. The older guards always pick their old people there. They leave the young people behind. And then let me also talk about the skilling hub. I appreciate the president of Uganda. He has brought the skilling hub in all the sub-region. But the policy is not favoring us, the young people. You'll find that the FC5 is now championing it, and yet we have the youth leaders. There is a youth council who should supposed to champion it. You will find that the selection of the members going to get the skilling are being done by this older guard. So I also urge that the government should critically consider us. They should consider the youth council chairperson to be picking the youth, because there is nothing for us without us. And then also, let me talk about the budgeting process. You'll find that in many cases, the young people are not being invited for the budget conference. And yet that is the platform where all the people are allowed to give their input for the budgeting planning. So I think I don't have much to say. This is what I wanted to submit. Thank you, my right honorable speaker. Sir, I beg to submit.
Thank you so much, Honorable Asa, for that submission. Actually, I had guided that we would go into voting immediately after his submission, but I'm still convinced within me that we've not had enough from UNSA representative. I saw that young lady from UNSA who had something to tell us. It will not really be so good if I don't give her the opportunity to say something. Yes. Come and say something here.
Youths, let us don't behave like ostriches, bowing our heads, pretending not to see our challenges. Honorable Speaker, my name is Atai Blessing Mutaona. I'm from Koboko District. I want to talk about how youths will participate in planning and making policies accountability. Youths and SURA representatives are part of district and nation budget conferences. That is to develop plan reviews and monitoring committees. Institutionalization, youth participation is not a favor. It is a right and a smart investment. When youth are involved from design to monitoring, policies work better, resources are used well, and development becomes more inclusive. Ladies and gentlemen, let us don't leave ourselves to suffer. We are youths. Remember, the future will one day stand against you dark like a night without moon, and silent like the end of the world. Thank you.
Thank you so much. A very young person, full with the words of the elderly persons, a lot of wisdoms. Yes, we appreciate the UNSA for that amazing presentation. I think the Koboko team are doing great works in the students. Yeah, I really give you the kudos. I really give you the thumb high, my kudos. In Kovoko, you're really raising the UNSA body, the student body very well. I love that submission. Yes. Our honorable members, allow me invite these great sittings of our second sitting of West Nile Subnational Parliament to offer a verdict on the motion of the West Nile Youth Parliament, urging government and local government to institutionalize meaningful youth participation in policy making, public accountability, and development planning processes. Those in the support may say aye. And those to the contrary may say nay. The aye takes it. Yeah, thank you so much. The aye takes it. Though the nay are full of people who are, I don't know, they don't accept defeats. But the aye takes it, yeah, because of the numbers that voted for the motion and they gave it a thumb high. There are more than those who voted against the motion. So the aye takes it, and allow me, by the power vested upon me, to suspend the House for 5 minutes as we come to finish the 2 motions that are in our order paper. Everyone can rise up. Yes, let's get seated. And if you're outside, please, I'm not going to ask you to come in. If you're outside, I'm not asking you to come in. I'm actually going to guide that we stop all the members who are outside. Those of you who are still outside, please. Can you sit down? As you are settling, allow me to invite the clerks before they take us to the next motion to give a little bit of guidance. Actually, by the powers that is invested in me, I have the authority to give them a chance to say certain things which are very crucial to this sitting. Yes, I invite you to use 1 to 2 minutes to say something. Honorable Sarah, then Honorable Rashul.
Thank you, members. We have discovered that I have a soft voice. Thank you, members. We have discovered that a lot of you who come to place your arguments do not have a proper understanding of the topic. We pledge that have a very good understanding of the topic so that you can give a good argument. And then we do not have leaders of opposition in this sitting. In any case, you're coming to give a view in the other direction. You give us a better alternative. It will allow the rest of the room to know where to vote when it comes to time of voting. Someone is coming to say, I'm opposing, and you're not giving an alternative. Be very objective when you're giving an alternative to the case that has been placed before you. And we urge you to be very brief when you're speaking, and most importantly, understand what you want to talk about. In the previous motion, there were so many anyhows that came on board.
Mr. Rashul.
Thank you so much, Right Honorable Speaker, and the honorable members in the August House. These were my observations as I kept noting down some of the recommendations from the honorable members. One, motion 2. I won't really dwell much on motion 2. Motion 2 had a lot of issues when it comes to the interpretation. Therefore, when you look at the arguments, they didn't relate with what the motion required out of us. And I have a feeling that we can do better with motion 3 and motion 4, which are the last motions. 2, another observation that I've made, always such kind of parliaments are replicants of the national parliament. That means that the procedures will have to be followed. What am I trying to mean here? What kind of language do you use when you're presenting your argument? For example, I don't want to mention a name. If you tell me that a Mukaikuru, for example, you're using that language, or you're calling a honorable member, you guys, such languages are always not encouraged in the House. 3, this is already the Speaker's chamber. Therefore, that means that when you're coming to present your argument, you should be very careful about the crosses, even the movement. You don't cross Speaker's chambers when you're ready for very serious business. I have a prayer that let's do better in motion number 3 and motion number 4. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Geriga Michael, Denier Robert, kindly move out, and if you haven't the outside table, and if you haven't registered, kindly move out to register. Our parameter of discussion should be based on West Nile. Other regions are even having their discussions. Secondly, the motions were picked out of the discussions held with some of you leaders. These are issues you presented that are affecting us as West Nile, because these are issues that cut across. If those of you who are approached the organization, the consortium, moved around our districts to ensure that they held discussion with some of us. These are issues we represented that are affecting us.
Yes.
Kindly let us give concrete answers to them so that when it moves ahead, they will know that as West Nile, this is already a policy we are making. This is our issue that is affecting us greatly. Thank you. Let's set the parameter within us to solve our problem.
Thank you for that matter. As the motion mover is coming to move the next motion, those of you who keep on talking to one another and you want to catch fire when others are now debating to come, please, hakuna matata. So, back to you, our clerk, to push us to the next item.
Thank you. Motion 3 of 6. Motion urging government, humanitarian agencies, and local leaders to strengthen social cohesion, peaceful building, and economic integration between refugees and host communities in West Nile. Gift Peter.
Yes, Gift Peter, let me take this honor to welcome you to move this motion.
As Fadil Wellborn will second.
Right Honorable Speaker, our illustrious clerks of Parliament, distinguished honorees, my name is Gift Peter and I'm the Youth Council Chairperson of Koboko District. I ascend to this podium to move a motion urging the government of Uganda, humanitarian agencies, and local leaders to strengthen social cohesion, peace building, and economic integration in host communities of refugees. Thank you very much. I beg to submit.
Yes.
Fadil Wellborn.
He moved the motion, then is expecting secondment, then is coming back to defend his motion. Yes, Fadil Wellborn, you're welcome.
Thank you so much, Right Honorable Speaker, distinguished members in the August House. As rightly introduced before, Fadil Mande Wellborn is my name. Right Honorable Speaker, indeed it is an honor, privilege, and a sense of responsibility and humility that I stand before honorable members in the August House to second the motion that has been just moved by Honorable Member, Honorable Gift Peter, the Youth Chairperson Koboko. As a District Chief Chair Yumbe, I therefore want to also say I move or I adopt and also second the motion on urging local government, humanitarian agencies, and local leaders to strengthen social and economic integration between refugees and host communities within West Nile as our barometer. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Honorable Fadili, for seconding this motion. Let me take this one again to welcome Honorable Gift Peter to give a justice to his motion and convince this House that this motion is worth our time. Yes, you're welcome.
Right Honorable Speaker, the year is 2006 when the government of Uganda enacted and enforced the Refugee Act. Now that act, upon enforcement, was widely celebrated by humanitarian agencies across the world. It was celebrated as a very good step forward, and Uganda in that case was highlighted as a model country for refugees. Now, in that same year, we had close to 160,000 refugees countrywide. Right now, if you check the statistics, Uganda hosts over 2 million refugees. To add emphasis onto that, West Nile is an open door for Uganda, harboring over 1 million refugees. Now that means more than half of the refugees in Uganda are in West Nile. I want that to go into record. At one point, Bidibidi refugee settlement became the world's #1 refugee settlement in terms of numbers here in West Nile. Why are we moving this motion, Right Honorable Speaker? Right now in our refugees, ostensibly by the growing rates of the declining financing to the refugee centers and the refugee funding, most of these refugees are abandoning the settlements. They are joining us in our communities. And they are coming to the urban centers in West Nile. If I can list for you, we have Koboko municipality, where I come from. We have ARUA city, where we are now. We have Nebi and others. So now, when Uganda was holding the national census, the population census in 2024, I want to bring this to this honorable house, that the census didn't include the refugees. They were not documented, they were not counted, and right now they have come to join us in the urban centers. What does that entail? Consequently, we will have pressure on social services. Talk about the hospitals, talk about the roads, talk about all our social services. Schools, if you check the number of pupils in primary schools, some schools can hardly accommodate the classroom of students they have right now. Why? Because we have refugees that have come and have mingled with us. Now the motion is urging the government of Uganda, the local leaders, and the humanitarian agencies to strengthen social cohesion, peace building, and economic integration. What does that mean? That we've reached to a point whereby we need to accept the refugees as our own, that we are one, that we must live peacefully, we must coexist socially, and we must have economic growth together. Now, we all know the budget the local governments receive in our districts. If we are to live with the refugees in harmony, if we are to share social services together, how then are we supposed to share the little resources we have? These are the questions we are asking in this parliament. Secondly, if we are to progress peacefully, right now all the resources that come to West Nile target refugees. We have scholarships to the universities in Italy and outside Uganda. If you do not have that refugee card, you cannot get that scholarship. So that means everything that comes to West Nile is channeled to the refugees who are right now with us. We are sharing the little we have, and they are taking it all.
Yes.
We have initiatives like RETI, championed by Mono University. They are skilling the refugees in our land. Now, yesterday, but one, I took the initiative of monitoring in my district. And these are the things I found. At first, they designed the program 70% to 30%. 70 and 30%. 70 goes to the refugees, and 30% goes to the host communities where we belong. But if you check critically well, when I carried out that monitoring, I found out that all of those trained are refugees. I asked the people, I said, if yours is 70 and 30%, why is it that our host communities are not there? So, Right Honorable Speaker and colleagues, this is the parameter why I'm here pushing for the motion. Why should we coexist? And how should we coexist? Now, these are the 3 recommendations that I'm pushing to back up my motion. Number 1, that the government of Uganda, together with the humanitarian agencies, should fund fully the local government structures, because that is where we get our services. There's nowhere we can get our services. If our hospitals don't have medicine, where do we run to? If our schools don't have the capacity to accommodate numbers of pupils, where do we run to? So we are calling upon the government to increase funding to the local governments, and also increase on the infrastructure development in West Nile. I am very happy because of the refugees. We have our road from Koboko, Yumbe, Moyo Road being constructed by the World Bank. That is a credit, but that's not the only road that is meaningful to our region. We also want this road ranging from ARUA city up to Obongi should be constructed so that our people will move freely, because this is a refugee hosting community. Thirdly, as the government and the humanitarian agencies are supporting these refugees through skilling, hands-on work, practical skills, we also urge a 50% increase for the young people of West Nile. Because if we have 50 to 50%, we will coexist, we will see them successful, and we will all be successful. So, Right Honorable Speaker, I come here to persuade this House that we adopt this motion and we take it very seriously, because the future of West Nile lies in the decisions we make now. If we make decisions that are unjust, we will face the consequences. I beg to submit, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I don't know if I'm the only person who is convinced beyond reasonable doubt that this motion is worth our time. Yes, allow me invite the members from this great August House to make a submission in line to the motion presented before us. Yes, honorable members, you're welcome. I would love to pick those who have not contributed at all. Let me start with the lady, and then I can come with him, then him. Yes. Please, if you've contributed, please leave others to also say something, but not those who are also sleeping when they are moving the motion. Yes.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, for giving me this chance. And the members for the August House, I want to thank you so much. And I've moved here. My name is Afoyo Mungu Ruth, a member from Pakwach District. Right Honorable Speaker plus the House together, allow me to say this, that I want to second and support this motion 100%. However, the mover of this motion spoke very well and gave us a lot of things, but one thing I would like to also recommend, you know, when a visitor is coming to your home, you always need to be informed and you prepare. So one of the things that is making peace building to become so hard is because the government are not going down into the community, or the local leaders. We should go down to the communities to ensure that the people are informed and they are aware of the benefits when we stay together with the refugees, of how important they are to our development. Therefore, I recommend this House to support this motion and also to look into that our people are well prepared to receive the refugee with a lot of information and the benefit this welcoming and receiving, accepting these refugees will bring. I would like to submit.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I pick somebody from there. Yes. This one, then we are going to, yes. Him, then the other one.
Honorable Speaker and honorable colleagues. By names, I'm called Abalega Moses, aka Semju, from the slopes of Terego. I am here in support of this motion. What moves me most is peaceful coexistence. I highly recommend for us to coexist with our brothers, the refugees. We must evaluate the peaceful coexistence of West Nilers themselves. If we don't have peace within ourselves, then the visitors or our colleagues will inherit the hatred that we have built. Honorable Speaker, the youths of West Nile are lured to fight in land wrangles amongst the districts of West Nile that hosts the refugees. On a record, you will find Madiokolo is fighting with the Terego. Madiokolo is fighting with the Navy or Pakwat. And then Yunga is somewhere fighting with. What is this? Now the partners have also ended in this wrong policy. You name a refugee camp in Terego as a Reno camp. It confuses the entire population. Now the refugees themselves, they will start fighting along the boundaries. That has already been disorganized by the local government or the central government. I really support this motion and recommend that we harmonize on this and we live peaceably. I beg to submit.
Thank you so much, aka Semuju, for that brilliant submission. Of course, internal conflict is always a challenge. Yes, honorable member, you're welcome to give it a submission. Yes, members, you give him the space too. He's the only person who's allowed to cross here. If you cross anyhow, he may take you outside again. So.
Yes, Right Honorable Speaker, thank you for this opportunity. And my colleague, honorable members, my name is Denai Robert. I come from Koboko municipality, one of the youth leaders. We want to accord and support this motion. And especially I have a submission to put, especially on the part of economic integration. And this that I want to put, I'm trying to look at economic inclusion. Now, the host community, when we compare with the refugees, you find that it is much easier for the host to legalize their businesses, to register their businesses, and also to access financial access, because this is one of the core pillars of economic inclusion. Now, when we don't help such people who have now become like our brothers, and even some we have also married, it becomes very hard. So I want urge us, honorable members, to be in support of this motion. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Honorable. Let me pick this man. He started standing from the first time when this motion was raised. I think the motion is meaning so much to him. Then I'll pick this lady. The other one.
Thank you very much, the Right Honorable Speaker.
Thank you.
Colleague members, I am once again Asega Ashraf Fataki. It's not because that I don't want to give chance to others, but these are matters that affect us directly here. We deal with these things every day. And really, it pains when there are no clear legal frameworks on how best we can live together with the refugees as host communities. Dear Right Honorable Speaker, we are known for coexistence as West Nilers. We are the most peaceful people ever known in this country. We host foreigners, we host refugees, we host visitors like our own and sometimes better than our own people at home. But looking at the refugee settlements that we are having, right now, if you ask statistically, the number of refugees that are currently in those camps vis-a-vis the host community, you realize that those gazetted places are more vacant of late than they were. These people have moved to cities. These people have moved to urban centers within West Nile. Yet the UBO still knows that Arua city or Koboko or wherever they have come to, UBO still knows the original number of the people who have been there. That means the numbers have increased. What happens when a number increases? Like my colleague Honorable said, of course the social services are going to be affected. Now, how do we go about this? That comes to my prayers and the recommendation. One, the government of Uganda ought to integrate economic development programs. Now, we very much understand that the government gets fundings from the NGOs and other humanitarian aids. We really need to let the government understand that these people should not just fund the refugees. Let them first fund the host communities, sensitize them, then include the refugees. This will enable coexistence. If it means scholarship, let these people see that it is when we host the refugees, we also benefit. Give the host community 50% of the scholarships, also the refugees 50%. Let government, through the Ministry of Gender and the Social Development, fund local enterprises that benefit both the refugee communities and the host communities. If there are investment clubs and circles, we invest this money into the communities, sensitize them and tell them, if you handle this well, we will bring more while you keep coexisting with what? With the refugee communities. Lastly but not the least, let us have peace committees. We can only know how many refugees we have in Arua City when there's a effective refugee support desk with the local committee, knowing that these people are living in this area or in this zone within Arua district or Koboko district, and these are the leaders of these people. They are accountable to the local leaders, and so the local leaders are accountable to what? To us, the host committee, so that where something begins cooking that may lead to conflict, we know who to hold accountable, who to call, and how to address these matters. Thank you very much. In the interest of time, I beg to submit.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let her give in a submission. Yeah, I see the matter is getting a bit. I thought after her we would go into an election, but then I don't want to leave that honorable in the blue coat. Slightly, you come closer so that you can give in a submission. After that, yeah, you give it a submission. You're welcome.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker and Honorables in the room. I am Masa Masi representing Arua District. I would like to support the motion that has been moved by my Honorable Speaker Gift Peter in supporting the social coexistence and giving a recommendation on how we can have social coexistence with the refugee people. In the first place, I would like to talk about the dialogue aspect. The partners are on ground doing the work that the local government is supposed to do. But you get cases whereby these partners really invite the local government people in these dialogues. You get that the local government, they may end up sending a delegation or representative who are intern students, and of which the value or the speaking of these intern students who speak to the community may not weigh as much as maybe the LC5 or the CDO who is in the local government or who is an eye of the country
all of this West Nile will not be there in the community. And in this, you get that even there is a live experience whereby I witnessed it myself. There was a dialogue that was called for the host community and the refugees. You get that it is even our people who are influencing the host committees